Ladies and gentlemen, lovers of war, traders of great renown, I, the Strategic Indian, bid you welcome to my channel, where our motto is think, practice thinking. If you like the content, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment, which will greatly help with the almighty YouTube algorithm. Wars are expensive. Total wars are totally expensive. Therefore, if you would like to, then you can support my armies and cities via coffee or directly through PayPal. Links are in the description below. Other than a one-time donation, those entering the monthly membership tiers can have my Heaven Shaker armies named after themselves and watch with pride as they blaze their way to glory. For the city builder in you, whole cities can be named after you, which will last the test of time herself. Thanks in advance for any and all support. Now, on with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got an excellent show lined up for you. Welcome to close to 45 minutes of total war. So here comes the Bastarnians at Sopinai, and they can see that we have got two Sagittarii and a little bit of a garrison right there. So we waited for them to come forward, and their general is trying to break down our barricade, so we are going to give him quite a nice hammering with our Sagittarii who's on the barricade. So what they did is they brought up a bunch of slingers, which is an extremely stupid idea if you want to do a city fight. The reason for that is right now, I'm going to put my cohorts, because they're done firing the projectiles, right behind the city, this little bit of a curtain wall that we have in the city stronghold. So then these slingers are only able to fire in a straight line. So if they're firing in a straight line, they can see my cohort, but there is a solid wall right in between. So they are just basically declaring war on this one solid wall, which they're free to do. It's their choice. I'm going to just wait for all of these slingers to waste their ammunition. This particular Sagittarii got a bit mauled because I had a bunch of cohorts on the walls throwing their projectiles, but since they were a little behind they were really not at the wall. So what happened is that the shots went above and then it hit them. So then this Sagittarii got a bit mauled. We are continuing to have bad barricade week, that our barricades constantly break down and are not letting our Sagittarii do their full round of shots. So this is consistently being happening for a few for this particular week. So alright, no problem. We'll have to live with it. So General is going to come into direct combat, but he's going to fight some Germanic levy. I'm really not that worried. Here, because they don't have any cavalry, well, they had one cavalry who decided to attack our competency spears, made a fool of themselves, and left the battlefield. No explanations given or taken. So that's why I kept one Sagittarii outside. But truth be told, I forgot about it. So I noticed it quite late, and then I was like, well, he is in a nice place. I can fire in the back of these Germanic levies. So I just left him there beyond the stronghold. Luckily, if they had some competent troops, especially cavalry, this one Sagittarii would have gotten pretty badly. I don't know if this is the garrison Sagittarii which can recover, or this is one of the Sagittarii that I actually paid money for, which would take a long time to recover their senses. Let's talk about the overall battlefield. So this battle is pretty relaxed. There are just three places where they can enter. I have all of those three blocked up. One of them is double blocked with two competency spears. So yeah, there is no way these guys are getting through. They're not killing my general also. He's got full stack, full unit of host of bodyguards. Alright, so right now the way we have it, more or less all the rebellions that we had in the second round of rebellion are going to be taken care of in this episode. So there is a very interesting fight in the Caledonian city. So that was in episode 2 or something that we went ahead and destroyed the Caledonians. Go check that episode out if you haven't, called Caledonification. And there what we had is we took out the Caledonians and we occupied that city because we wanted to take out the Picts. So there are really interesting things which has happened in this city. So feel free to go check that episode out. And once we occupied the city, it's of course very difficult to maintain public order. We don't have any public order buildings built, first of all, and neither do we have the money, even if we have the will. So we went ahead and we had 2 rounds of rebellions happen up till now. 2 rounds of rebellion, and it's getting hard. It's beginning to get quite hard. Especially the fight at Tarraconensis using just the city garrison, a small fleet, and then we had 2 rebellions spawn over there. So that one was a very, very, very tough fight. That was we had to go ahead and take out 1 rebellion, and then that wounded army had to then go and take out the other rebellion without any chance of getting replenishment. So we had quite a tough time with the rebellions. The rebellions that we had in Britannia, for example, we had to use one of our armies which are laying ambush near Camulodunum in southern England. That had to come in to help fight a rebellion. So I really don't want a 3rd round of rebellion. There is of course no way for me to prevent that because we don't have the money. We just simply don't have the money. We have 10,000 gold coming in per turn, but 1 capital building costs 3,000 gold. So I can build 3 capitals in 3 places, in 3 provinces essentially, and they give +3 public order for 3,000 gold. And at legendary difficulty, you have 33 to 35 public disorder. So we are very far away from quelling all of these rebellions, but we are getting there. We have made Hispania completely peaceful. So Hispania is very peaceful, just like the Balkans, very peaceful. No problems in either of those 2 sectors. The problems are there in Britannia. Rebellion problems are definitely there in 3 provinces of Britannia. There is quite a lot of problems because we don't have enough money. However, we have 2 armies stationed over there. One is stationed in the Camulodunum city for fighting the Jutes and the Geats who might decide to sail down. And we have another issue of another army sitting in the Caledonian city. And the Caledonian city is of course going to serve a double role in that, one, it has got this very nice wood resource which we need to keep because we are going to slowly try to research large onagers. So large onagers, of course, that is a high priority for me, and that is and for that you require wood resource. So we have got wood in Colonia Agrippina, but I'm not going to use that, and I am going to use the wood resource at Camulodunum. And the army which is placed in that Caledonia city is going to both protect that particular city as well as any rebellion that I might have at Britannia Inferior. So 2 armies are being kept in Britannia. One of them I think is absolutely necessary, the one at Camulodunum. However, I don't think the second army in Britannia is that important. No, I don't think so. So yeah, I will try to build certain public order buildings so that we can move away our armies from there, and therefore be able to create an armored fist or 2 to go ahead and go after these far-lying factions. We have more or less taken out all of the near-lying factions which I outlined once we started This is Total War as the Western Roman Empire. More or less any faction which had a border with us is pretty much gone. I don't think there is any. No, I don't think so. There is a complete line of desert which surrounds our core territories. So I think right now we have got one armored fist in the form of Flavius Stilicho, who has got an all cavalry army, and that army I am now going to send out against the enemies of the Huns. So the enemies of the Huns we checked out very carefully because, as you remember, the Huns have been reduced to a paltry rank 29, and who I don't want to have any factions which are going to eliminate these Hunnic hordes. So I don't want somebody just to send one army willy-nilly and destroying 3 Hunnic hordes which are near Sirmium. So their enemies of the enemies of the Huns are Grethungians, and Grethungians are just one ship which is sailing around in off the coast of Italy. So they can't even get to us. Forget it. We have the Venetians. Venetians are pretty far away. I haven't discovered them, and I don't think they are going to come down quickly enough. They have enough problems of their own. So we're going to fight this is the Caledonian city being defended. So Caledonians rebels are going to come with a bunch of archers. So that's why, yeah, I'll get to that. So one armored fist is going to be sent out under Stilicho, and that is going to go for the Burgundians, because the Burgundians can send something against the Huns, and I don't want them to go and eliminate any of the Hunnic stacks. Next to the Burgundians are the Burgundians are a bit powerful because they have this scattershot hurlers and they have got 2 full armies, so they might pose a little bit of a problem for us. But we have Stilicho, he is an all cavalry army. If I do meet these guys, I will be able to take them out when they finally reach us. So that is one armored fist. We tried to move out of Colonia Agrippina to try and take the Saxons out, but we couldn't because the Angles came and jumped us. So we moved back to Colonia Agrippina and did a defense against the Angles. Then I moved out again, but then the Saxons had already had enough time to attack us, and that is not an army I can actually fight with the troops I had. I had very weak troops, not enough infantry, and yeah, we couldn't go out against the Saxons. So the army of Stilicho has to probably go and destroy the Saxons, destroy the Angles, then move towards the Burgundians, destroy them, and if possible destroy the Rugians, and maybe he can go up all the way and destroy the Geats. I don't know how much I can do with that army, I will have to see. But either I put up 2 armored fists going to the north and northeast, or one army being systematically moved forward, taking on mercenaries. I don't have the ability to train on the go because I'm an empire, so I can't train on the go. So Stilicho, any horses I lose, yeah, those I lose permanently. So I will have to be very careful so that I don't take any frivolous fights. But problem with all cavalry fights is that, yeah, it is very hard to keep your horses alive. They do die. I will have to do hammer and anvil on infantry with horses. So any units which are coming and crashing onto even from the back, if those units are continuing to fight, then we have the problem of losing horses, and I don't have any ways to replenish my numbers except for mercenaries, and there are limited number of mercenaries in those territories. So the African front is completely taken care of. There are no more African factions. We have the issue of Nobatia, which rebelled against the Eastern Roman Empire, and they are taking quite a lot of territory. So they have already taken all of Egypt, they've taken some provinces of Libya, and they might reach us at Sabrata in North Africa. So probably I'll have to keep an army over there. And if we put an army over there, then that army is going to, of course, take these very lucrative territories of Egypt for the empire. The only issue then is that I would discover Axum, I would discover the Himyar, and those are pretty far away factions, so I won't be able to reach them, but I would discover them, and then they would just constantly send their armies against us. So one option would be to just defend the North African and not expand into Egypt, and then just keep those lucrative territories of North Africa, develop them up slowly, and get money. And once we have a little more armies for us, then we would be able to basically go full all in on the African theater. So we do have the possibility of doing that depending on the number of armies. So we have to reduce the number of extraneous armies. So the way I see it, we can probably reduce one army from Britain. We can reduce one army from Colonia Agrippina if we can get rid of all of these extra factions such as the Burgundians and the Jutes and the Angles, so on and so forth. Then we would not require an army at Euvanum. Can't promise it because the Huns can pull a fast one in Euvanum. All of each of the cities of the Balkans we would have to still defend because we are defending the entire Balkans. So I won't be able to not have any army. So I would need 3 armies in the Balkans. So yeah, that's the problem, that's the issue with the total war, and especially defending everything. We are defending the entire empire and we are not going to lose a single battle. So that is contingent upon us keeping forces everywhere and winning all of these fights. For now, let's do the Caledonian fight. Why did I show the Caledonian fight? It's a rebel fight, I can understand that, but this is a fantastic stronghold in that there are only 2 entrances into the stronghold. This is the same city architecture as the Cadian and the Thuringians, and what we are doing is keeping our units behind the walls, behind the buildings, so that the enemy which comes with a bunch of archers and projectiles, they are unable to cause us grief. Since they bring a lot of these archers, what I did is that I hired a Celtic mercenary dog handling unit. So that dog handling unit was hidden and now it has moved back, and now it is positioning itself near this clump of archers, and I wanted to show you how good dog units are against projectiles. It's an absolute treat waiting for you. So please subscribe and stay tuned, share this video, and help this channel grow. So we are slowly moving our dog troops forward, and the way dog handlers work is that they have to be near certain units to let loose their dogs. If there are no units nearby, then they are unable to unleash their dogs, and then these dogs will go and absolutely just eat up any and all projectile units very, very rapidly. So for the first time in the entire gameplay, so here we are in range, there goes our dogs. Our dogs are now moving out. For the very first time, you can see on the screen an archer unit as a general. So the Scots, the Caledonian factions, can have a unit of archers as their general unit. So that unit, of course, you would have to keep away from horses, you would have to keep it away from dog units. But since they have committed their entire army already to the fight, they don't have any reserves to protect their general. And we have now sent forward our dog troops, which are now going to very casually go and eat up all of these dog troops. They bring a bunch of crossbows, so I will have to make sure that all of my Roman infantry are in stationary testudo. I can reduce the number of units in this army. I have quite a lot. So let's go and enjoy the dogs having their breakfast on this archer unit. It's going to be an absolute treat. Meanwhile, our horses are going around and capturing all of the units which are running away. I don't want any units to run away because I want to free up these armies. There is no point holding so many armies in Britannia for a province which does not give us any money. There are 3 provinces, and total I think they give me less than 200 gold. Right now our income is close to 11,000 gold. Yeah, and then this place I have to spend a lot of money. I don't get anything back in that. Yeah, I have absolutely no income coming, and if I have to build all of these expensive buildings, that's just the last straw for me. That's really the last straw. So one unit of archers has been completely eaten up by these dog units, and we have got only one unit of cavalry, which is also very expensive in upkeep. This mercenary Celtic cavalry raiders, very expensive units, which I am going to of course get. So now our dog units have finally got into the enemy general unit, so they are like nom nom nom. They are just going in. Let's go. Let's watch this. Let's watch these dog units just chomping on these, just eating them up like butter. Oh man, they are going through them like a knife, a hot knife through butter. Oh, look at that. There, the general is folding. He's had it. He can't fight a melee against these dog units, and then these dogs are just going up against these Highland royal archers that they brought, and those guys are folding. The courage of this entire army is going to give way any time, depending on how soon I can kill off their general. So this is absolute treat. We have got this noble archers who are running for their lives against these big chomping pedigree pooches that we got as mercenaries, and we are now going to bring our horses back for the mop up. This this army never had a chance, but if I didn't have these dog troops, these archers are actually quite capable, especially these ballistarii that they are bringing, these crossbow units that they are bringing could actually give me a very bad day. So yes, this army, if I didn't have this dog unit, this fight would have gone on far longer, and it could actually cause a lot of grief. That is why I hired so many competency spears, because I was scared of these units which have to hold the front line being chopped up by these very competent archers. Do not underestimate Celtic or Persian archers. Do not do that. They are very competent. So here, okay, one other unit of one army of the Rugians came forward to our hero city of Iuvanum. So we had 2 fights in our hero cities. One was in Sopinai, and then the other one is near Iuvanum, another one of our hero cities. So hero cities, of course, we're going to always protect. They came with a bunch of slingers, because Rugians do that. They start up with these armies with thousands of slingers. So I have to be very careful, because I don't have enough infantry to allow these slingers to waste their ammunition on. They are going to absolutely decimate my infantry. So they are actually quite afraid of us, because one, they are force marching and they don't have any cavalry. So my cavalry, of course, will have full right of way, and we have moved our slingers, our projectile units to the to the left flank of our army, and they are opening fire. And I'm not moving forward my infantry for two reasons. One, if I move forward my infantry, those slingers are going to absolutely decimate my infantry. Now I have to position my infantry in such a way that these slingers are unable to fire. Where do I do that? The reverse slope. So the same place which was used in the Battle of Waterloo, whereby the cream of the English army was kept in the reverse slope, far away, where the artillery of the French could not see and target them, because they didn't have enough mortars which would be able to fire in an arch to destroy this units which are in the reverse slope. Yeah, Battle of Waterloo is really interesting. I don't know if I should talk about this over here. Maybe I can. So I'm going to keep my infantry in the reverse slope so that these slingers can't fire, and I'm going to use my horse to slowly move forward and find out their infantry units, which can then be fired on by my projectiles. My projectiles, they are going to be of a little bit of a help. My perpetually out of line, out of range. What is this? Levis Amature are within range for the first time, and that is really incredible. So I'm using my horses to just find out their units. As soon as they are sighted, I'm going to run away and ensure that my projectile units just give them a complete hammering. I'm going to put my projectile units on the reverse slope, and they are going to just continue to fire or at any of these infantry units which are coming out to fight. So horses to find out where their units are, and of course here I have to be very, very cautious. Although they don't have superiority in quality of infantry, they do have 3 X units, which I can't even find out yet. I don't even know their X units are in there somewhere, but I haven't seen those guys yet. So if I don't see them, I can't fire on them. And of course I'm also running out of ammunition slowly. One of my Levis Amateur are very weak, and the point is that over here everybody is firing on one unit, so there is a lot of overkill. I enjoy that overkill, truth be told, but yeah, when I run out of ammunition, then of course that's not fun. So yeah, let's go. Precision shot on these Germanic levy. We have now run out of ammunition of one of these Levis Amateur. So they are going to this out of ammunition Levis Amateur has also got a use. The use is he is going to be moved forward to make the enemy slingers run away. So basically trigger their skirmish mode and essentially move forward, make them run away, and then himself run away, because yeah, it has got absolutely no armor and there is no point getting them into melee. So we are going to use our horses a little bit to distract this unit of Germanic levy. I was thinking of making a charge, but I saw that guy just turned around, and that's no good. I don't want to use my horses on a unit which is ready for them. I wish I had another unit of cavalry, because then I would have hammered and anviled this instead of wasting ammunition on this, and also my own horses will get a little bit of friendly fire, and any which got entangled by that spear line would also be lost. So yeah, minimize my horse losses, because I don't have enough horses. I just have one unit of horses, and this horse has still a lot of work to do, because yeah, there is, you can see this huge bunch of slingers that they have, which is more or less firing on one combatant spear That's no good for that 1 unit of competency spear, but the unit could be, the losses could be far higher. So thanks to this little reverse slope, we are able to hide behind and just ensure that we have a lot less Roman widows than what we are having right now. Our horses are going to move in to try to scare away their slingers, just to waste time, which would allow us to form a better testudo, which would allow us to move our archers forward so that they can find out more units. So there, we found out a pike unit, so we are going to now start firing on this pike unit. I really want to see their axe units. So there, we found out another unit of Germanic levy, so let's pull our horses back and let's start firing on. Yeah, look at these poor pikes. They're standing behind this tree. There, the courage fails them. They're running. So I won't be able to catch up this unit because I can't send my horses in, else they will get friendly fired upon. We are also moving our leves amatore to the left flank to be able to move towards the enemy slingers and trigger their skirmish. Let's move our horses forward. I'm not going to fire on their general because that general is very close to the end line and I won't have enough ammunition to do damage. So let me carefully move forward my horses. I'm going to walk them forward so that I don't get jumped by any unit which is hiding there. We can see their Germanic levy now, so let's start firing. Here we don't, the place where our infantry is, that reverse slope is not that high. I wish I had a little higher hill to hide behind. Yeah, so in the Battle of Waterloo, what the English did is that they moved their troops behind on the reverse slope. And then, because given how much you could see on the battlefield, because you had these lenses, you know, you didn't have binoculars even, so you had these telescopes through which you would be able to see, and they weren't that good. And then they moved their forces to the reverse slope, and then the French thought that, oh, they're running away, let's do a cavalry charge. So they sent their cavalry forward, but then everybody was ready for them, and then they just simply formed squares with pike on the outside and muskets on the inside, and they could just continue to fire on these cavalry. The scream of this French cavalry, which got completely massacred. So using the reverse slope is an essential skill for battle. So that's what we are doing over here. Here we have this Germanic levy which is coming in for the charge, and it is going to catch up to our archers. So here I'm going to send in my horses. I understand completely that this is a spear unit, so this is an absolute anathema in terms of tactics, but I'm going to still do it because I have to protect these archers, because I need to donate the ammunition that these archers have to the axe units, because I don't have any units to essentially neutralize the axe units. I won't be able to do hammer and anvils very easily because I have only one cavalry. I won't be able to go behind the axes because they are protected by a gigantic number of slingers. So the only way I would be able to take out their axes is that if those axes, one, get shot at by these archers, or two, they come and crash on this pike line. I'm keeping my pike line back very safe, because if these slingers find out these pikes, they are going to absolutely shred them. They're going to absolutely shred them. There won't be anything left for even sending back to Rome. So we took out this spear unit. That was really lucky, and our leves amatore also moved forward to distract their slingers, so that any firing that they don't do is actually a boon for us. We'll now use our cavalry to cause more grief to their slingers. so that our Levis Amateur can withdraw safely. I'll try to do a charge because there is they are quite unprotected over here. So I found out another infantry unit and another one. So let's start firing on them. So this is where the lack of ammunition begins to hurt, because if I had more ammunition to donate, I would actually donate it. Here our horses are in quite a lot of trouble because those slingers are not giving way easily. There, now we can see that axes, they are, I think, going to come forward. So let's move our pike line forward, try to intermesh them in between our infantry line, and then those axes won't be able to be effective against our infantry line. We have got quite a long infantry line because I purposefully spread it out so that the ammunition that they are going to donate to us, they don't need to donate to us. I don't want that donation. Our general is buffing. It's not a very particularly useful buff. It's a useful buff against cavalry, but they don't have any cavalry. But yeah, a little bit of a buff always helps. General is definitely nearby. This army is also a hero army. Our cavalry is now turning around, and it is now going to try to do an hammer and anvil, and it is going to try to distract their go for their slingers, because enough is enough. Of course, we don't have numbers in terms of cavalry, so we will have to use our infantry to actually go forward and start essentially going into melee with their slinger units. They are now putting everything forward. Look at this idiotic Germanic slinger, which is now going to chase our I really hate this, really dislike this nonsense that they do. I'm going to send, look at this. This Germanic slinger is now going and attacking and killing off this really nice archer unit that I have with a lot of ammunition. This is really idiotic to the max. They are so far away that my infantry cannot even go and support. Let's try to break their infantry line. I'm going to now slowly trying to envelop their infantry line. We have this two X units which are very determined going after our horses. So our horses are in very deep trouble. They have got slingers to the front, axes to the back of them. So yes, this is of course mission critical. Let's try to dissolve their infantry line, which is now being held in place. We have got a few of their X units which we have double enveloped. We are now firing also at their X units. Our horses are finally being caught up by these X units and these slingers which are not giving way. So yeah, I don't think this horse unit is going to survive. But they have got 380 kills and counting. They are now beginning to waver. We have to move our Levis Amateur back, because even if they can take out that unit of Germanic slingers, they won't be able to take out these X units, no matter how weak they are. Really learn to respect the X units. There. Now we are going to put our horses on the reverse slope again. Reverse slope, reverse slope, reverse slope. The reason for that is he is quite tired. He won't be able to run away far enough and still get out of range of these slingers. So if they are within range, they can just be on the reverse slope and they won't be able to get shot at by this slingers. I'm going to reform my infantry line because they were fighting for quite a long time. We just have one unit of archers now with a little bit of ammunition. Let's donate. Okay, we are out of ammunition entirely. So we did quite a very nice donation, and now let's go and retire these boys, move them all the way to the back. We are going to move our cohorts back and only present our comitatency line forward, because comitatency line is much better at taking slinger fire, and there is no point weakening our cohorts, because those units I can't train. I can always train comitatency spears no matter where I am. Now I think I've had it. I'm going to move forward. Let's go forward. Our horses are going to come in from the back. Everybody just go, and we are slowly going to engage the slingers in melee, because in melee those guys really don't have a chance, not in housing guys. They have got one unit of very weak axes. Let's enjoy this charge. Here comes our Germanic horses, beautiful Frisian horses, which are destroying these huge bunch of slingers.
We have gained the upper hand.
Beautiful winter scenario that we have over here. Their general is a spectator. He's here to watch a cricket match. So let him just sit there. The reason the general is sitting there because he realizes how hopeless he is. Both in terms of numbers, quality and quantity, he has no chance. Only thing that the general wants to do is that as soon as the battle gets over, because his units are gone, then what he can do is that he would cross the borderline and then get off the battlefield. So I won't be able to kill the general because he left the battlefield rather than fight. Let's reform our infantry line. Let's flank our cohorts. Our horses have given way. Thank you for your service. Our slingers and our projectile units are now going to be moved forward to ensure that they don't get offense. One more unit of very dangerous axes are coming in, and they're going to take one of our competency spears on the flanks. Our pikes are not yet in position, so we'll have a little bit of losses. Let's reform our lines. And here we will have to prevent their slingers from firing, because our pikes are in position to prevent their axes from firing at us, and they can of course eat up our pikes. So here comes our own bowmen and leves amatore, who are now moving forward and just going to engage these guys in melee. Our cohorts are now going to try to envelope our this friendly X unit, which is firing, showing a lot of friendly attitude towards our boys. And let's go and establish friendship. He is trying to make friends with our pikes. Good luck with that. There goes our cohorts. And the point is, these guys made us run all the way from the end of the battlefield to over here. So because they realize they're quite hopeless. Axes are in a horrible position. They've got pikes in the front, cohorts to their side and their back. Our competency spears are moving forward to attack. Good luck. We have now sent one unit of competency and our units of projectiles forward. We are now going to again put our boys on the reverse slope, and let's form up our cohorts, because we need to rest our army at this point. This has been going on for a very long. Right, final battle, we rested up our cohorts and then we sent them in. So let's watch these cohorts charging the slingers. The slingers are at the boundary line, which you can see that as soon as their morale drops to zero, they would be able to turn around and run. And in Attila, as soon as one unit of a particular unit runs away, one soldier can cross the red line, then the entire unit leaves the battlefield. That was not the case in medieval, so it was much easier for you to go ahead and take prisoners, but that is not the case in Attila, so we won't be able to take as many prisoners. But this army is pretty pathetic. There are no mercenaries in this place, and Rugia, the capital of Rugia, is very far. You're a long away from home point, and now you need to go back. Let's reform, and slowly, there is the only general unit which is left. We're going to rest up our boys. There's no point fighting tired. Let's move everybody forward. Pikes are also going to go in where general doesn't stand a chance. So this has been the hero cities as the Western Roman Empire. We fought two of our hero cities, and we also fought with dog troops against a bunch of archers. So then you learn how to use dog troops when they are powerful. Because up till now we have always humiliated dog troops because they came up against infantry, and that's what we are not supposed to do. But all power to the AI. This is one of the best AIs of all the Total War games out there. One of the hardest games of the Total War series is of course Attila, Western Roman Empire, and of course the Total War Delhi. Thank you for watching, and I hope to catch you back for the next one.
This has been the Strategic Indian signing out.